They do say April showers brings May flowers. Well, around here, it's not always the case. Usually April showers brings dead landscapes, gray overcast skies, and of course, mud. Now, it's not to say overcast skies are necessarily bad for photography. Overcast skies, depending where the clouds are, if they're up high in the sky, high altitude clouds are good for kind of abstract type photography. The sun is able to poke through just a little bit and create almost a softbox type feeling in your images. Now, if you're like me, you're wondering, when is he gonna stop walking? I was thinking the same thing at this point in my walk. I had to go quite a ways in to an area I was familiar with from years past, knowing that I would find at least a couple opportunities for some abstracts in this type of light. I was on the hunt for anything. I was looking for things on the ground, looking for different kinds of trees, and I ended up coming away with 3 images that I'm quite happy with. So, shh. Well, guys, welcome to brown season. It's when spring hasn't quite arrived, the snow on the ground, and all you can see for miles and miles around is brown. So, why bother coming out to photograph, you may ask? For me, photography is about getting in nature, experiencing nature, and even when nature is mostly dead, it doesn't mean that there is, nothing that we can explore. So back out here, White Butte Trails, really close by to home, and I thought I'd maybe get out and see what I could find. Doesn't hurt to get out. And anyways, I thought I'd, at least search for some sort of abstract. As you can see out here, it's a really gray, overcast day, and it had rained this morning, got about 5 millimeters or so. And right now it's kind of hovering around 0. So the rain that did come, it didn't actually, hasn't dried or anything like that. So everything has a lot of contrast from the rain. You can see even, some of these trees are still fairly wet. So there's even, some wet, dry kind of bark and stuff. So there's quite a bit of contrast that's kind of occurring naturally. So I thought, worst case scenario, maybe I could come up with a black and white abstract, challenge myself with something a little bit different than I'm used to. But I ended up coming out to this little grove of trees, and what I tell people in my workshops is kind of ask yourself, what draws you to the scene? Why do you want to, what's causing in your mind, that question, why should I take a picture? So I took my own advice and asked myself that question. And for me, it was I don't know if you can see this, but on the bottoms of the trees, there's these kind of green moss is kind of growing up the bottom of the tree. And it's coming out of this dead, kind of these dead leaves and dead grasses. And it's really kind of a cool picture of just kind of, this life coming out of death. And so I thought I'd try and get a picture of just this kind of the base of the tree as it comes out of the leaves, and finding something that's a little bit more simple, that's not so chaotic, was a little more challenging. And I certainly did spend a little time kind of playing around with some of the elements in the photos to try and get it to look the way I wanted it to. So without further ado, let's take a look at the composition I have here. So you can see I've got my 70-200 on. I'm pointing down right at this tree here, and there's these couple little mossy bits that I've included in the photo as well. I'm at about 135 mils, a sixth of a second, f9.5, and low ISO. And because of the kind of plane of view, I'm gonna have to focus stack this thing, and so that's it. I've already taken the photo, so I'm gonna throw it up right now. Let me know what you guys think. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that image. Not something I would normally shoot, but I think answering that question, what kind of drew you in here in the first place, what attracted you into this scene, really kind of helps you, figure out compositionally what you want to do. It's a question I try to ask myself all the time, and again, it's something I always kind of let my students kind of answer for themselves. Kind of avoid the old tripod holes tricks. So, right. I still really want to find a kind of black and white abstract. So, I'm gonna go hunt for that. I have an idea on a location with some nice white birch, white paper birch trees, and I think they kind of back some nice kind of dark trees, and with the contrast kind of that the rain has created on that dark bark, I think it might be a nice black and white scene. So stay tuned. Well, some of you may recognize this tree from some winter shots, but it's not why we're here. We're here because there is a kind of grove of white birch here. I'm really curious about this guy. He's still got some leaves, so that's kind of why I walked over here in the first place. My problem with that particular tree is just that there's just too much sky. We live in a flat province, so there's no backdrop to clean it up. So I don't really like having those highlights in the shot. That just distracts from the photo. The eye generally kind of goes to brighter spots in the frame. So using the long lens, you kind of want to avoid any sort of harsh highlights, especially. I mean, the sky's not doing anything really nice. It's all the way around, very, very gray. So kind of ditched that one, but I did find a small tree right here. There's a small tree. It's kind of by itself, and the composition is right here. So there's a small tree out front, and I've zoomed in. I think I'm almost right at 200 mils. Almost there. So and I'm really like my f-stop is as wide open as it can get. f2.8. The reason for that, two things. One, I need shallow depth of field. I don't want the mess kind of the forest behind in my shot, so I want the focus to be just in that tree. So that helps me kind of gain that kind of the focus of the or the subject, I guess. It helps kind of the viewer to see the subject. And two, it's windy, really windy, and so things are moving around. The grass and stuff in the front is really moving a lot, so I have to really kind of increase my shutter speed. So at f2.8, I'm able to get away with a 1/250th of a second. So pretty fast enough to kind of freeze any motion that kind of is happening. So waiting for the gust to die down, take my shot, and ISO 100. So again, the shot right here, posted right now. this video is dragging on a bit, I do apologize. You have one more photo I want to check out on the other side of the grove. But, oh man, I'll show you this. That deer did not survive the cold winter. It's unfortunate, but it's nature, so this is what happens. But coyote with the win there. So coming up on the, I think it'll be the last composition of this afternoon. Again, kind of more abstract type image. I'm gonna get up nice and close to it and then back off with the long lens. But this is the tree right here. The reason I like it, it backs these very vertical trees kind of back it, and it's right in front, and it's very, very different. So I'm gonna head back further this way, pull the long lens out, see if I can't get something out of it. Well, folks, that is it. Finally, right? Goodness. Man, this guy can walk. Filming B-roll is tedious, I'll tell you that. Anyways, hope you guys found this video helpful. Found the images maybe, you know, at least inspiring to maybe go out and look for something that's a little more unique. Abstracts are very hard. I'm not sure I nailed any of these. I think right now I'm going to say that last one was my favorite. Just like the way that all those trees in the background are kind of vertical while the one in the foreground was kind of doing its own thing. So I certainly like that. But we'll see when we get back to the computer which one I prefer. So anyways, give me a thumbs up if you liked this video. If you didn't, well, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more like this. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching.